Hello and welcome to Honor Ramble. I am your host, Collins, with a special guest tonight. Give it up for Kimmy!
Wow,
Woo!
that was such an introduction. I also would love to say too that before it started, you looked at me and said, "Here we go," and then it entered perfectly into the intro song, and I was like, "That's crazy." But
Listen,
yeah,
I am
hi.
magic, so yeah.
You really are. I was like, "Wow." But yeah, hi
Oh,
guys. I'm Kimmy. I
yeah.
review Ring of
So
Honor for PW Insider every week, and now I'm
oh,
here.
we love it. We love it. Tonight is for the women, so I mean, did you have fun watching the show tonight?
Yes, I mean, it was basically all women's matches. This should have just been an all women's episode because the two men's matches we got were squashes. Waste of time.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
this was women central. We have two women's matches official for Supercard of Honor. The family is doing great. They're all heading
Mhm.
towards Supercard of Honor. Athena is a little nervous. Lexi Nair is the biggest cheerleader ever. So yeah,
Yeah.
things are going great.
Well, it was a big show. Before we jump into everything, be sure to like, share, subscribe, leave us a little comment, interact with the live chat. If you're on the replay crew, please leave us a little comment and how about do a little flower emoji. It feels very spring. So, let's do a cute little flower emoji and put some flower emojis in the live chat. We'd love to see everyone just interact because it is a live show after all.
You guys gotta do, interact,
Yeah.
ramble with
So
us.
we I know. So we do ramble here on the show. We do talk about wrestling, but we do ramble. Unfortunately, Kyle is not with us. It's I said that and I heard it and I was like, "Oh, it sounds like he like passed away." He did not pass away. He is just busy doing cool ass shit. So we're here. Let him know in the comments how much you don't miss him and how you love us. We love seeing those flowers. I love it. Woman of Honor is on fire. But before we jump into anything, I want you guys to get to know Kimmy because I think it is very important to get to know the women that are in the wrestling space. You guys know me, I talk about my concussions and, my weird, awkward life stories. But I asked Kimmy to bring up her two truths. I always say it backwards: two truths and one lie about wrestling. So, you guys saw mine on Twitter. I'm going to reveal my which one was the lie on mine, but I want Kimmy to share. So, take it away.
So you're also very lucky because when you tagged me in the thing that said that you wanted me to share it on the show, I almost tweeted it, and I was like, "No, I gotta save it. I gotta save it."
You can
So it
tweet it
worked out.
now.
So here we go. My first one is that I know how to bump. My second one is that a month ago, I played the role of being Trish Stratus's agent representative at a convention. And the last one is that 3 years ago, Road Dogg slammed the door in my face.
Oh. Put in your answers in the chat. What do you think? Do you think it's one? Do you think it's two? Do you think it's three? Because I have my suspicion. Hmm. The
I'll be
third one, the
revealing it at
bumping
the
one,
end.
is three. Hmm. I mean, that's a good sign that people think that you and Trish are tight like that.
I mean, I have her
All
number.
right. First, oh, ooh, that's fancy.
I
All
mean,
right.
it's for business purposes only. But then there's this whole thing that she went to Boston. So our convention was in Rhode Island. This actually reveals that it's not number two, but like, so our convention was in Rhode Island and she was flying out of Boston and she went to Boston without telling anybody. So she was missing for like a whole hour. And I'm like, Trish, where are you? And she calls me. She's like, I'm so sorry. I went to Boston. I meant to send you the text message, but I forgot to hit send. And I was like, how do you forget to hit send? I didn't know where you were. Thought you like disappeared.
Oh my God.
But luckily she's
That's
okay. You know, Canada's got
that's terrifying.
it is. It's very terrifying. But you know, she's okay
Ooh.
and
People
alive.
are looking at your profile. So,
You could hit a
mm,
follow though. I'm almost at 1.8 on Instagram.
ooh. Come on, hit that follow. Come on. Let's do that. I'll go follow you on Instagram now, I guess. Jeez.
Oh my god, thanks.
Jeez. I'll go follow you. My Instagram is a little there. I don't promote my Instagram as much. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can see the little ribbon. I don't know, is that a ribbon? I don't know what it's called.
I think it's called a
Tracker ticker.
ticker.
You know, we learned that in school, and now I feel embarrassed that I didn't remember that word. Okay, so drum roll, please. For realsies, I think it's number one. I don't think they've ever taken a bump. So drum roll, and the answer is
Number one. I don't know how to bump, but
hey!
I have successfully taught myself how to run the ropes by myself, and I
Oh,
also know how to do like the basic like lock up chokehold. So I know some, but I got scared to bump, and I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm gonna break my neck.
you know, I did. Yes. Barry will all win. We are all winners here. Even when you lose, you're a winner. Uh yeah, I did a couple training introduction, and it's the sorest I've ever. I played basketball in college, and I was more sore from wrestling than I ever was with college basketball. I had like the ring like rope burn because I stupidly was like, I'll just wear like a sports bra kind of top.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Had that rope burn, and it was so visible for so long. Oof.
So when
I was
I interviewed Athena and
yeah.
I was at like my summer job and that's where my local independent like training center is. So
Mhm.
I was like I'll just do the interview in the ring. It's the quietest place in the building. So after I interviewed Athena, I was all hyped and I was like I'm going to run the rope so you could hear like someone's running the ropes. No one knows
Yeah.
who. I was gone for an hour and no one even knew like questioned where I was. So I was like, all right, thanks for caring.
Right.
But then I sent it to like the owner of like my independent wrestling school, and he goes, "You're doing such a terrible job. You have your shoes on, first of all. Second of all, like this isn't you running track. It's totally different." And I'm like, "Well, I apologize, okay?" And then he came in the
I
next
am
day and he
sorry.
taught me the right way. So I can run the
That's
ropes, guys.
beautiful. That's beautiful. I love that. All right. So I had posted my two truths and a lie. One is that I hosted and did commentary for a local Jello wrestling promotion here in Seattle. Two, my first televised wrestling show I attended was in 2011. And three, I had a poster of Lita and Stone Cold Steve Austin in my childhood bedroom.
I think two. I feel like one and
What,
three is
what
like realistic.
yeah. So, what do you say? What do you say, live chat? You tell me. Ooh, the first one. You think I didn't work a Jello promotion? I guess two on Twitter. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I did post a picture of me and my gear, which y'all saw. Oh, you can see my ring light in there. Pretty cool, right? But what you also didn't see is that the banner says Jello. So number 1 is correct.
I'm
Number
right so far,
3
guys.
is number 3 is correct. I had the poster of Lita and Stone Cold from the WWF magazine on my ceiling because my mom didn't want me to like wrestling for some reason and didn't bother to look on my ceiling. So, but yeah, Little Collins. Yeah, my first televised wrestling show was in 2018. My first house show was in 1997. So I'd only really gone to house shows or indie shows or whatever lucha.
Is this when I tell you I wasn't born in 1997?
Listen, it's usually the other way around because Kyle's always like, "Oh my god, I'm so old." And now I understand. Now I understand.
Listen, Ring of Honor.
Thank
Ring of Honor
you.
was in 2002. I was 1 year old, so you know.
Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. Well, we got some multi generations, but but that's the beauty of wrestling is that it brings everyone together, right? Oh, now
I'm
we all
sorry
feel
for me.
old. I
I'm
feel all
so
my gray
sorry.
hair right now. So thank you.
I apologize.
Listen, you have nothing to apologize for. You got youth on your side. What do I have?
You
I
have
can't
the
do.
experience to teach the youth.
Let's just hope I don't become one of those grandpas on their porch, you know? Get off my lawn, you kids, you know?
No, instead it's just like, stop caring about the ratings.
Yeah.
All you people.
All you people, it doesn't matter.
Wrestling is wrestling.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's so I assume that everyone would have thought that no would have known that number 2 is false because last week on the show I mentioned that WrestleMania was in Seattle right in 2003. I got grounded. Like my bedroom door taken off my bedroom, grounded. I got uninvited to WrestleMania.
Uninvited.
Mhm. And it was just an hour away from my childhood home.
Oh my god.
And it's because I deleted emails. Like back in the day, you only had one computer, right? Back in my day, we only had one computer in the household. Um, and my teachers were emailing my parents because I wasn't doing my homework. And my dad is in the Navy, so he wasn't around. So it's just my mom. And my mom was kind of a B word to me about my homework. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna like delete all these emails that are coming in. I'll do the homework really quick before my dad comes home and then be like, "Oh, I turned it in or I did it. You know, the teacher's just crazy." And he came home from being away early. And that night he went to my parent teacher conference and they'd been emailing for weeks. So when my dad got home, he checked the computer saying, "We didn't get any of those emails. Looks in the deleted emails folder."
No, the recently deleted came
Yeah.
back to haunt you.
Yep. Yep. And I'm a child, right? I'm not even like in high school. I'm still in middle school doing the old anyways, we are 16 minutes into the show and we haven't talked about wrestling yet. So, I mean we have, but we haven't talked about Ring of Honor yet. So,
that's okay.
that's what rambling is all about. So, yeah.
We're living
So we
up to
do
the
have a
name,
stacked.
guys.
Yes, definitely rambling, a little less honor, but you know what? It's all cool here. So we do have Our main event is Sheeta versus Rachel Ellering. We do have 2 Ring of Honor Women's World TV Championship Tournament semifinal matches of Billy Starks versus Mercedes Martinez and Queen Aminata versus Red Velvet. We have Mina, oh my gosh, I put the phonetic spelling of it, Shirakawa versus Anna Jay, and the men's matches.
Literally in my review, it says a squash match. Sigh.
Yeah.
Another
Yeah.
squash match. Sigh.
Sigh.
Guys, there's
Yeah.
a pay-per-view in 2 weeks.
I know. We should be done with all these squash matches, but let's dive in. We started this episode of Ring of Honor going right into Billy Starks versus Mercedes Martinez. This is who moves on to the finals. Now, we know that Mercedes won last week because Diamante pulled a old fast one on Abaddon. So they obviously have always been together. You know, Mercedes has all this experience, has fought every single wrestler, every single, move she knows. Like, she is very experienced to the other side of the pendulum with Billy Starks, who is baby, right? We talk about how young she is, but she's spritey. She's got some tricks up her sleeves, and she's willing to go to any lengths to get those wins, to, throw everything into all of her matches. I always think of her as the woman smarter version of Darby Allin, where Darby Allin literally ruins his body, where I think Billy is a smart person and throws her body, but does it with hesitation and grace. So, what did you think of this match, Kimmy?
I thought this was one of the better matches in the tournament. Early on, I was shocked that Mercedes was going to advance this far. I had thought that they were going to give Abaddon kind of
Mm-hmm.
the bigger push because it has been proven that they do not know what to do with them at any point except the month of October. And the 11 other months, it's like they don't even exist. October, though,
Right.
thriving. So I was kind of shocked that they went that way, but I did understand why because she is the veteran and the more experienced one, and because, Diamante's there too. But this was one of the better matches. I think that Billy Starks does have a chance to go all the way, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's interesting with kind of the promo that we saw later on with Athena, with like Billy being all confident, and Athena's like, I'm scared. And it's like, what if Athena loses and Billy wins? Like, what if they
Mm.
go that route? And that kind of scares me because I'm like, are you really gonna have them feud over a TV title when, like, at Final Battle, they like had one of the best women's matches in Ring of Honor history?
Mm-hmm. There are a lot of ways to peel this banana, so to speak, right? So we definitely have lots to go on here. Definitely during this match. I mean, I'm with you on that. Mercedes was not in my pocket to get this far, but it was going to be either Abaddon or Mercedes, just on the fact that Mercedes has held, the main championship multiple times, right? So she has all this experience, been doing this wrestling thing way before Billy Starks has been alive. And she has that size advantage. And she's faced, you know, wrestlers like Billy before. But I have this feeling that it is going to end up that way because Billy has Athena in her. Oh, look at this. We got
Look who's alive.
oh, look at this. The I feel so abandoned, Kyle, that we're just forgetting about all the men's matches tonight. We're just going to talk about women's matches tonight because it's just about the women tonight.
Exactly.
Kyle, you will be so thrilled to know that this show was actually only like an hour long, right? It was like just a little over an hour. It was not that. I don't have times. I don't do times. Kyle does all the times. I can't be sitting there with stopwatches and doing all that because it is hard. It's hard.
It's too much work.
From I have ADHD and a touch of the ism, the autism, right? So my brain, I I get distracted easily, or I get up and go do something, or I leave the room and come back and I'm like, wait a minute, was I supposed to? Uh, there's a segment on. What am I supposed to do? Oh no,
I'm
I can't
confused.
rewind it. Can't. Yeah, exactly. But this match I felt was really well paced. And 20 minutes in, we finally get a Kyle sighting. Well, so there were a couple spots in this match I did want to mention just because it really told the story of this match. So, that vertical uh slam that was like 30 seconds that had Billy in the freaking air for 30 freaking seconds. I Have you ever done a handstand for 30 seconds? A lot of people might have. I have never. Nope. I don't even like the thought of being upside down for more than 10 seconds. I get dazed, confused. I don't know what year it is. And the way that she just like held her for 30 seconds and commentary is going, "Oh my god." And then I'm screaming, "Oh my god." And then she just slams her down. Blood is rushing to her face. She's just seeing stars. And I'm like, that's it. That's how Billy gets eliminated. But no, she kicks out. There was a spot where uh, Mercedes caught a suplex from Billy, the momentum shift. And then Billy suddenly goes for a suicide dive on the outside, and Diamante pulls Mercedes away, and the thud was like on the outside mat. I was like, okay, I never want to wrestle. That feels hard. So going from this 30-second vertical slam into throwing your body across the ring and hitting the ground, what the fuck is going through Billy's mind? Like
That
insanity, right?
she will do anything to make sure she gets to Philadelphia. That's what's going through her mind.
I mean, she must be really afraid of what Athena. Uh, Barry, I am with you right there. Oh my God, what year is it? Um, Athena's word must be ringing in her brain the moment she wakes up to the moment she goes to bed, just focused on getting this done. But it's not easy. Obviously, she's going through one of the most experienced wrestlers, and like Mercedes isn't going to make it easy. She did this brutal looking DDT on the outside. You made me want to vomit because like Billy is just a child. She's just a kid. But all in all, Billy quickly rolled up Mercedes for the win. She did endure. She did. Yeah, that's because she's a good little minion. You know what? Athena, well, I mean, we'll talk about how Athena felt about everything, but I thought it was a really great match. Again, I said last week that Mercedes versus Abaddon was one of my favorite matches in the tournament. This is probably easily now my new favorite match during the tournament.
Mine's the
What are
match that
your
happened right after this.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
my
my
favorite.
gosh. Yeah, I loved it.
That's
I love that they were like, you know what? We just did this like action, everything, storyline, David and Goliath kind of scenario, enduring. Bam, let's go right into another match. No break, no nothing. I loved
and
it.
it
I
was so
know.
good.
Okay. So we had a great match, very great storytelling. Now we have even better storytelling. What did you think of this match, Kimmy?
So the one thing I will say that I will give credit to Ring of Honor and WWE with is that they both mentioned that this season of Ramadan and they have their talent fasting. I think that's so important
Mm-hmm.
for representation, and I believe this is the first time that like wrestling companies are actually like making it known that they have talent that fast. I thought that was a very big deal. Because they talked about throughout the entire match, like Aminata's fasting. Is she going to have the strength to like be able to counter a quick wrestler such as Red Velvet? I believe they also talked about like her gear was kind of a tribute to Ramadan as well. So I really, really loved that. As far as this match goes, this was so good. And Red Velvet dominated the entire match. And she was out
Mhm.
for like a year with a very serious knee injury. And I
Yeah.
remember like when people like she was first coming back, people were like, oh, what's she gonna do? Are they just gonna like have her do whatever? And like she's killing it. That she was my pick at before Layla Hirsch, because Layla Hirsch was my original pick, and then my heart got broken. Then it was Red.
Same, same.
I believe everyone's pick was Layla, and then Layla got eliminated. I was like, "What
Mhm.
or who? Why?"
What are we
Thanks.
doing?
I say that every time from 7 o'clock to 8:30 when I watch Ring of Honor,
Yeah.
but this specifically. But I think Velvet at one point will win that title. Obviously, they have other plans for the
Mhm.
moment. But this was great. I like this is the match you have to go back and watch. Like this, the Sheeta match and the main event, chef's kiss. 10 out of 10. This is Women's History Month for a reason, guys. This
Yeah,
episode
hell
of Ring of
yeah.
Honor.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's do it. We can forget about the men's matches. We don't need to talk about those.
We
I
honestly
absolutely
don't.
love this match. Yeah. A women's champion has been carrying this show for the last 4 months, 5 months now since Final Battle. So, right? It's been
Exactly.
5. Time doesn't make any sense.
3. Because January. Well,
3
Final Battle was in December, so January was 1 month,
was
February
December.
was 2, and then March is 3.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah. I'm over here thinking 5. I don't know. Time's not real. Um,
Neither is math.
no, and my whole job is math, so it's not real. All the
Mine
numbers are
too.
fake.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this match was simply excellent. Aminata really kept Red Velvet on the mat. I think that was really smart of her. I mean, yeah, she had the size advantage, but you'd mentioned that with Red Velvet, there is a quickness, right? So anytime that you can take a kids stay in school, math is important. Well, they said we wouldn't have calculators in our pockets, and
I have
I got
one.
one right here. So, but I loved that Aminata kept her strength intact, and also really tried to keep Red Velvet as center to the mat as possible. There were a bunch of wrist locks, there were a bunch of hammer locks, there were every kind of flavor of lock you had, but Red Velvet was somehow able to get out of each thing that Aminata threw at her, right? Even down to the technical prowess of it, Red Velvet did not seem to have any rust in that regard. You know, we've seen Red Velvet take on wrestlers that are similar to her size and build and wrestling style, and this kind of was a change of pace for her. So I think it was Red Velvet's match to lose, which we know that Queen Aminata did advance. Now, it's been written in the stars for weeks. Come on, come on. It's not a spoiler. It's not a
I
prediction. It's a
know.
spoiler. I'm sorry. I just butchered
Some
that. Anyways,
some wise man says that on the other show. He's apparently going in the Hall of Fame this year.
yeah, I love it. I absolutely love that guy. Anyways, um, so there were like a couple attempts. Okay, so we're having wrestlers down on the mat trying to do some technical shit. And then all of a sudden we're switching it up. We're doing these power bomb attempts. We're doing these reverse head scissor takedowns. It's just one thing after another. And I really liked how it didn't seem like this match was without flavor. It felt very put together. It felt very culinary in the regard of this isn't just your average sandwich here, right? You got fancy bread, you got some fancy sauce, you got some fancy meat and cheeses and all the other fixins, right? This was a very well developed match, and there were a couple times where Aminata kicked Red Velvet in the head, and I thought maybe that was it. That was it. But Red Velvet kept kicking out of everything. Yeah, but I don't know. What do you think of Queen Aminata versus Billy in the end? What do you think that's going to look like?
I think, first of all, I think that should be the match to open the entire show, because I think it's going to be, I mean, there's only 3 matches, so we don't have much to go on. But I think it's going to be one of the better matches of the 3 that we have announced. I think you could have this go both ways. If you really want to stretch out Billy and Athena, then you have to have Billy lose here. You know, Nyla technically still has unfinished business with Billy, so if you want, you like Nyla could cost her, and you could do something like that. Or you can even have Billy come out during Athena's match, and like Billy has the title, and like Billy like if Billy wins, like you have her come out and like try to help Athena, and then she accidentally screws Athena over and Shida wins. That's another way this could all play out. There's so many possibilities that makes it so exciting, but I feel like with all the hype with signing Aminata, there's a reason you're having her go all the way. And I know there's been like some hate with it, like, oh, you made this big deal and now she's gonna win a title in Ring of Honor. Like, what's the big deal with that? But it finishes, not to take Cody Rhodes' line, but it finishes the story of like she's the first woman born in Africa to win a title.
Oh shit.
And
I did not know that.
Yeah, she said that, I think, in her like sit down with Renee. Like, it's
yeah.
Yeah, so it's a huge deal if she does that, and I think you want to kind of capitalize on that. And like, this title is going to be the one that's defended every single week, unlike every other title on our show. You want it to be a big deal, which is why I think you have to give it to Aminata. But I think if Aminata wins, there's going to be something that distracts Billy, whether it be Nyla, Athena, Lexi, or something else that makes Billy not win.
Absolutely. I definitely think that having Queen Aminata jump into Ring of Honor so quickly after signing with AEW, it's written in the stars, at least for me. I mean, I know that I originally thought Layla, because I thought that there were shades of, more of a story with that. But
exactly.
I'm warming up to it, but I like the idea of Billy not having it, because I don't like when your main title and your secondary title have crossover storylines. Unless it's something specific and short-lived to tell a further story. But I feel like for your first champion, for the women's TV champion, I feel like it should be a longer reign. I know that, people don't care about like, oh, how many days, it's, whatever, but you want to establish the legitimacy of this title, right? And the show, unfortunately, where we don't see a lot of our champions. So I'm going to take the assumption of ROH make me freaking care about this. Put a wrestler out there who's going to make me care. And I think that Queen Aminata is going to do that for me.
And then you could even do, because, everyone knows Aminata's best friend is Sky Blue. There's a match right there. And then because Sky's so over right now, that's how you subscriptions. Aminata versus Sky Blue. Death before Dishonor. Final battle. Something.
Book it, Tony Khan.
I just have to have a conversation with this man. Like, for real. Like, him and I need to sit down. Because every media scrum, I'm the only person that asks about Ring of Honor every single time. And I think he knows I'm going to ask about it. So just me and him, an hour. Let me just pitch to you what you need to do. And it'll all be solved.
Listen, let's get that one-on-one time with Tony Khan. You can always have me as an enforcer, right? I'll just come as the muscle,
Exactly.
Hey,
I'm a tiny
no funny
person.
business here.
I need my security.
I'm down. Let's go. I got some muscle. Let's go. Tweet at Tony Khan. Come on, everyone. Let's book it. So we
I'll be
have
a super card of honor. I'm media at that event, so
uh,
just
listen. Tell Tony Khan I said hi. I'm getting married. I'm so sorry.
I got you.
I'll be at the next one. I'll be at the next one. Save me a seat. Oh my gosh. Backstage, we go straight from two awesome women's matches, and we jump right into Lexi Nair being joined by Kira Hogan. Kira's saying that she feels good about her win last week in that four-way, my least favorite for four corner survival. I don't like it. But I know it's a pillar of Ring of Honor, and Kyle tells me that all the time. But
It's lazy booking. That's what
exactly.
it is.
It just gives people a paycheck. Okay, cool. But Kira did call out Diamante. She challenged her to a rematch for uh for their from their or what did I write in here? For their match that they had for during the tournament. That's going to be next week. We love when they go, okay, we just had these two excellent matches. Here's a third match for next week. Get excited. So now I'm excited to watch the show next week.
I love that too. They referenced their real life relationship because Kiara's like,
Mhm.
even if I see you at home first, because if you don't know, they're dating in real life. Because I know some people were like,
Oh,
"What? Yeah." So I
I
know some
know
people.
that.
You didn't know that?
No, I don't get into like the who's dating whom tree. I'm
Yeah, they're
delusional.
dating in real
So
life.
that is
Very love,
adorable and I really love that.
very lovely couple. I've seen them like in person together, and I'm just like, yes. So yeah, love that
I
they
love it.
nodded at their personal relationship, but this should be a very good match. Their first match was good in the first round of the tournament too, and that match could have went both ways, either Diamante or
Yeah.
Kiera winning. And I was actually kind of shocked that Kiera also didn't go further because she was like the
Mm,
queen of the four quarter survival. She wins like every single one,
exactly.
like
Yep.
Commander wins every single one.
Oh, he's so good at flippy dippy shit. We talked about that match last week. It definitely was a really good showcase of, hey, look at all these possibilities for the, different TV championship matches, different main title matches. Don't forget about our women's wrestlers. They are very good, and I agree that they are very good. Um, I see that Astrid said, "What? How? Come on, Auntie." Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm a busy auntie, right? I watch Bravo. I have to keep up with Bravo shows, which why I don't have a podcast about Bravo shows. I have no idea. I talk about it enough on my TikTok, but I keep up with my Bravo shows,
So does my
and
mom.
yeah, I hear it's a very mom thing, which I'm an auntie to everyone, so it kind of fits. But I'm trying to get into like other shows and watch other documentaries, so sometimes I don't have time to like settle rumors of like, oh, this person is dating this person. I'm usually the last person to find out. I just found out about Shayna Baszler and Dakota, which
You didn't know that?
listen, Linda, listen. Okay. If you
Wow.
don't post about it on the internet, how am I supposed to know? I see, but this is the problem is that I've been queer my whole life, right? I never know when someone likes me, whether man, woman, or anything in between. That's part of my ism, right? So whenever I see people interacting online, people go, "Oh, look at their chemistry. Look at how cute they are together. They're flirting." I just think they're being nice. I don't ever know. I never know.
To be fair, I've worked with Kiera and Diamante together, so that's also why I know. Because I've
Oh,
seen them
you got
together.
the 411.
Yeah. Because where was I? I was in Vegas at Double or Nothing Fan Fest, and like Kiara was trying to fight me on the line, and Diamante's like, "What are you doing? Like, this is Kimmy. We can't fight Kimmy." And I was like, "Thank you.
Thank
Glad to
you.
know."
Yeah.
They're
I
great
love it.
people in real life, though.
I
12
love
out
it.
of 10.
Love that.
We had a
Listen,
men's
people, meet,
match next.
yeah. Well, meet your heroes, especially if they're
Yes.
women's wrestlers. Um, Always shout out other queer wrestlers as well. So I love that. Anyways, so we have a men's match. We have Lee Johnson versus London Lightning, which he was enhancement talent. We don't say jobber here. We use enhancement talent. He's a local enhancement talent. And we know
With a
that Lee
great
Johnson is,
name.
yeah, London Lightning. It sounds like I heard it and I thought it was like a stripper name because that just sounds like, I got the Grease Lightning, from Greece or whatever. So I'm like, oh, that sounds like a stripper name, but I don't know his life. But we kind of know how this match is going to go, right? Lee Johnson is looking to extend his win streak. This would be eight matches. He's been pretty dominant, right? He hasn't really had. I mean, when he had his when he had his match with Aaron Solo, that was pretty evenly keeled. But we have another enhancement talent. What did you think of this match?
So I'm kind of confused where we're leading at this because I thought it was so set in stone that we were doing Ethan Page versus
Yeah,
Kyle Fletcher. But now
yeah.
Ethan, okay, so Kyle had his visa issues, and then he reappeared at
Mhm.
Revolution, and then I tweeted, Kyle, come back to Ring of Honor. He hasn't been back since. I don't know if he lost his ticket to Saturday into the Saturday travel loop because he seems to be only stuck on the Wednesday travel loop. It's like he almost
Mhm.
forgets he's a champion. But why? Like, I don't understand why we're pushing Lee Johnson. Like, I don't
I don't.
mind it. Love
I don't
him.
either.
But like, are we? Is he going after the TV title? Where's Wheeler Yuta? I know he's injured because even in the Seidel match, they were like, when the Pure Championship, I'm like, yeah, we have that.
Yeah.
Where is
What is
he?
that? So I got slaughtered over on Fightful Overbooked this last Sunday on Wrestling Made Me Cry because I was talking about how frustrated I am. Like I was talking all about women's wrestling and I'm like, I love that all the women's championships are all prestige and I don't know what's going on with the men's, especially in Ring of Honor. And I was calling out Yuta, and I'm like, I know he's been injured for like months. And everyone in the chat is like, he had a concussion. You should know about concussion protocol. Listen, Eddie Kingston cut a fucking promo this week in a closet. The week before was in a hotel room. Get your freaking phone out. Cut a freaking promo. Get some guys up who are like, this little punk ass bitch is whatever. I'm going to take his title from him while he's not looking. Build it. We just stopped with this Ethan Page thing. We also stopped with Josh Woods. What? Why did
Where
we
have
stop
they
this?
been?
What is right? It's annoying me because I'm not being rewarded for knowing this. Right? I'm not being rewarded for the fact that I was watching Ethan Page week after week after week going, "Oh my gosh, they're pushing him. They're finally pushing him." Learning all about Josh Woods. Didn't know much about Josh Woods, and now I'm looking at his freaking Wikipedia page, watching things online because I hyperfixate on things. And now we're just going to drop the freaking men's TV championship. He's been on AW television, put him in a closet, put him in a back storage room, make him cut a freaking promo and be like, Ethan, I've been watching you for the past couple weeks. I like what you do, but you can't beat me. Come find me. Bam. That's it. Heat it. Put it, stir the pot a little bit. Come on. We're getting a little bit stale here. Well,
He
we
was
got
on
everything.
Rampage
I know.
yesterday. I, I don't know. Because I think, again, Ring of Honor, and I will, like when you have a project due and you wait till the last possible second and then you cram it,
Me every
that is
time.
what Ring of Honor does with pay-per-views. They
Oh,
wait
yep.
till the last possible second and they cram it in and then they make an amazing card. So I'm used to this, but I can't. It gets me so frustrated because people are like, why do you pay the $9.99 to watch Ring of Honor when there's nothing going on? I'm like, well, that's an excellent question. I really like
That's
suffering on Thursday nights from 7 to 8:30 p.m.
Oh my god, suspicious card of honor. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna call it that from now on.
Scandalo.
Thanks, Jose.
Iconic. Truly iconic. Yeah, to answer and go back, I don't know what they're doing with Lee Johnson. I feel like they've had to do something with him. Because here's the thing, and I told Kyle this, and I've told everybody this. Lee Johnson, since he started with the Nightmare Factory and he was the enhancement talent for everybody and their mom during the pandemic, he's in my boys' stable, right? He's in my boys' stable. He is like I had Xavier Woods in my boys' stable for a very long time. And then when he won King of the Ring, tears. I'm getting choked up about it now. Woo! I love Xavier Woods so much. Just the amount and the talent that you see, their hard work that they are pushing through week after week after week. You see them working to get better, and I think that we are seeing Lee Johnson get better in the ring and actually get a personality, which is like kind of the reason why I want him to do better. I want him to go because obviously I know that he's married to you know Julia Hart, so there's obviously some substance there, right? I've seen him on some videos, I've seen him on interviews. He has substance. I'm just waiting for that to culminate in the ring. So week after week, I'm like, okay, I get it. But where is this going? What are we introducing here? I don't know. Just giving him a winning streak, I guess.
For a while, I
Right.
honestly thought before they announced it was Briscoe, I thought he was going to challenge Eddie Kingston. And then they were going to give him the title so then Eddie can go fit like before Okada so he can go focus on the Continental Classic Championship. That's what I thought our original plan was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very wrong. So, I'm confused.
I don't know. But we jumped from this little cute little squashy push into my favorite part week after week. Lexi Nair interviewed Johnny TV and Ty Valkyrie backstage.
This was a very depressing segment, though.
I'm sorry, I couldn't stop. Okay, I'm gonna get through this. Okay, as I just cried on camera for y'all. So, all right. Whew. Lexi asked how things are going with the boys, and they seem to be fumbling with answers. And suddenly, Dalton Castle interrupted, and Taya admitted that they had actually lost the boys in the mountains because of a bear. And they didn't elaborate, except to say that it was a big bear. And Dalton Castle is devastated. He took this to mean that the boys are dead. He's wailing, he's crying. And Alexis looks legitimately annoyed. It's like, what you got? Yeah, look at the boys. Look at these boys. What about these boys? And you just see the camera pan, and there's just like token extra boys. And he's like, yeah, well, they're single-use boys that you throw out when you're done. Oh, Mountain Peacock Man. Oh, wouldn't have happened.
Or you know
what?
that episode of SpongeBob where they make like the circle to make sure the sea bear doesn't like attack them. If they just made the circle and the bear wouldn't have attacked them, the boys would have been rescued. So Taya and Johnny, I guess, are not up on their SpongeBob, or they would have known that ahead of time.
But yeah, I mean, we went from how they were feeding them previous week to this of they lost them on the mountain. I'm just thinking about the boys, Brent and oh no, I always forget his name. Brent and
it's Brett.
Brett and Brent.
Yeah, Brent and Brett.
Oh, Brent and Brett.
That
I don't know.
right.
Say it in the Kyle's in the chat. Is that right?
Yeah, Kyle's gonna be like, no.
Brent and Brandon.
I was so close. I was gonna get there.
So close. Listen, you just put some seed out, and then we'll come. But I love how the end where Lexi, in a stern voice, warned Dalton Castle to not interview her in interviews anymore, and he just left. I didn't even mention how he crawled under the set to get to where they were.
Man was hiding out and then just crawled. What? What do you mean they're missing? So obviously this is going to be a match at Supercard of Honor. This is going to be our fourth match where the boys are going to come back. Hooray. But this has been the best part of Ring of Honor every single week. Chef's kiss all around. And Lexi Nair needs to get a raise because she, as well as Athena, is carrying this program on her back.
I mean, between all the outfit changes, the yelling, keeping Dalton Castle in line, I mean, hell yeah, give her some extra money, right? She deserves a pizza party at least.
She has to pay for her wedding with a big cast down the line.
What? They're together?
Didn't know they were engaged.
Oh, okay. I need a tree. I just need like a diagram of all the different people that are together. Okay? Your homework is due tomorrow. So
my homework? What? Damn. Yeah, but they've been engaged for like a year.
Okay, I give up. I just found out that well, never mind. It's fine. I don't want to spoil that one. See, I find these like little niche ones, and then people go, "Don't say anything," and I'm like, "You're asking the wrong person because I have a very loud mouth and no filter." So,
is it even a scoop if they're posting on Instagram?
See, maybe this is where I should spend my time, right? Because my entire Instagram feed is tattoo artists and Bravo. So, like, I need to start following wrestlers, I guess.
You need to mix it in with your feed.
Yeah. Instagram is my least babied thing. It just is, it's a little bit much for me. That is the most boomer shit I've ever said, and I'm a millennial, so
I love it.
Jose, you're great. You were great. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we are jumping into another women's match because this show is all about women. So we only love women here.
Yes. There's nothing to talk about with the men's. Come on.
I know. That's it. We have excuse me. We have Hikaru Shida versus Rachel Ellering. We had mentioned Layla earlier, and I thought, ooh, this is such a good match for Rachel. If you've been following Rachel, if you've been watching her week after week after week, this is a great matchup. What did you think of this match?
I think this is Ellering's best showing in Ring of Honor.
Absolutely.
I think Ellering finally got an opponent that she, because people forget, like, Ellering's been on the indie scene for a very, very long time. She's a generational talent, and she finally got a wrestler that she could, like, go deep in the mat with.
Sink your
I
teeth
like the
in. Absolutely.
storytelling that Athena came out and she was like coaching Ellering to kind of be like, "Good, just put her away. Why isn't the match over? Just focus." Kind of
Mhm.
like, you got to beat her down so the job is easy for me in 2 weeks. I love storytelling. It's very important. We forget that on all aspects of Ring of Honor. So when we do it, it's a rare occurrence.
Yeah.
But this was great. I think Ellering showed why she's in Ring of Honor. Like this
Mhm.
was her showing. She proved it. And at the end, Athena and Sheeta had a little bit of a stare down. If you didn't know, that's one of 3 matches we got approved for the show in 2 weeks. It's
Yep.
beautiful.
Mhm. I absolutely agree with Jose. Rachel Ellering is also one of my favorites that I've been following since I started going to indie shows, right? And I do agree this is one of her best, ever matches really in Ring of Honor. And the last time we really saw her in the ring, what wasn't it in the ROH tournament? So, and
She had an elbow injury that she had to they had to
yeah,
pop into place in the middle of the match against her and Layla.
disgusting. Disgusting. And I know that it's probably, kayfabe, but still disgusting. But I love it. I Do you like broken bones and all of that? Do you
So
like
since I was
things
an
like that?
athlete and I broke a couple bones in my day, yeah, I'm used to it. I broke my collarbone at birth actually. That's a fun fact.
What?
Yes.
At birth?
Yeah, I came into the world with chaos. So basically I was 2 weeks early. This is a very fun story. So I was
Okay.
2 weeks early and my mom's water broke exactly at midnight. If you guys didn't know, my birthday is actually on my parents' wedding anniversary. So my mom's like, "Please don't be born this day. Please don't be born this day." And of course, now we share the day together. So her water breaks at midnight. And so, they go to the hospital, and I'm coming, 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 and I just stopped. I'm like, I don't want to come into the world anymore. I'm done. Not today. But I was like too far out. Like they couldn't do anything, so they had
Right.
to. So they had to pull me out, and I was like sleeping. And so when they pulled me, I turned and I broke my collarbone. So for the first 6 weeks of my life, because they didn't make slings for newborns, how inconsiderate of doctors and medical
Yeah,
people, they had to clip my shirt like this, and I had to wear that was my mini sling.
that is so wild.
I
Oh
have
my
been roaming the world
gosh.
since day one. You're right, Jose. I'm chaotic.
I'm over here going, I have broken every finger on my hand. I played piano in a Evanescence cover band. um, and this finger, which is the my ring finger on my right hand, is permanently because
Ow.
I played a power chord with my hand and I broke the tip off. Just the tip was just like that. It's pretty gnarly. And I played the entire set like that. And I didn't know it was broken until we went backstage. And I looked at my hand and I said, "Oh, that's not great. It's not
That's a
great."
little. It's not how it's supposed to
Hmm.
go.
Yeah. Yeah. So I get it. But yeah, so we're talking about Sheeta versus Rachel Ellering. So yeah, that elbow spot, nasty. Wearing the I can never say kinesthetic, whatever the tape is, right? The tape that's
Oh,
all
KT.
yeah. So selling that, right? So definitely, you know, Sheeta is an all-around fantastic champion, former champion, 3-time. But Rachel Ellering, I think, really showed herself towards Sheeta, really showing her power when she put her up on her shoulders. I was like, oh my God. The fact that you could get her up there and hold her and scream and perform your move. Hell yeah. Rachel Ellering, you look great. You look powerful. Um, there were a couple heads going into posts trying to, deliver all these big shots to the head. Is a little bit like, okay, you need to get your opponent on the ground as quickly as possible. But you had mentioned Athena being outside of the ring. This is a problem that AEW has, is that they have these matches before big shows, that it's the opponent versus someone you know that they're going to beat, right? And they don't have they either have them on commentary or something. It's just an afterthought. Athena just foregoing commentary and just staring and kind of bullying Rachel Ellering to do better, finish the job, you know, get up, like all the things. It's like, uh, this made me excited because we know that Sheeta versus Athena is going to be brilliant, right? So, all in all, at the end, Sheeta landed her katana kick, pinned Rachel Ellering. Wasn't without some nasty blows, but Athena's, the way that she stared at her really played into the segment that we're going to talk about later. But I think Athena's scared. I think that Athena has taken on, you know, all these different, women's wrestlers with ease, right? And then Nyla was a little bit bigger of a challenge. Billy was a little bit bigger of a challenge. This is going to be Athena's biggest challenge yet.
And it should main event Supercard of Honor.
Absolutely. I don't know. This is where I get sometimes Tony Khan. I'm like, obviously, in our brains, we watch week after week after week. Athena has been on the show every week. Why not reward her and the fans with making her main event? Why don't you do some cross promotional stuff? Why are we not talking about this more? And then he just shoehorns the freaking main title. And we don't even have Eddie Kingston like wrestling on the show or appearing ringside or even on commentary. He's just doing promos.
So that's why at Revolution it was funny. So like I'm on the media scrum and I'm like, I'm gonna go in on it. I don't care. So I asked Tony, I'm like, Tony, is Eddie Kingston gonna be on Supercard of Honor? Because he hasn't been on TV since December of 2023, and that's literally how I phrased the question. And I'm like, if he yells at me, like I brought up a stat, man has not been on since December of 2023, and he goes, "Well, Kimmy, we had to get through Revolution and his hard-fought match with Bryan Danielson." I'm like, okay. He goes, "But don't worry, he will be on Supercard of Honor." And I was like, thank you. I guess, his match against Bryan Danielson was a little bit more important.
Oh, yeah, because Danielson holds the no, Bryan Danielson nope. It was a great match, though. Don't get me wrong. Danielson versus Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston is my boy, but I get it. I was annoyed. I've been annoyed since December. You want to dangle finally giving a championship to one of my favorite fucking wrestlers, and I don't get to see him week after. I am throwing the F-bomb. I'm so sorry. One day I'll learn to not throw these F-bombs. Anyways, I just get so heated because you got my favorite wrestler. You finally are giving him all these championship opportunities, all of these accolades, right? He had 3 belts at one time. He's a triple crown, whatever the hell. And I don't get to see him. He's just having matches on AEW shows and not the actual shows that he has the championships to. Okay. I'm going to remember that, Tony Khan. I'm going to remember that. He's on my list.
And I think Mark beats Eddie too.
I do too. Please don't tell Eddie. Please don't tell Eddie that I think he's going to lose. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Don't tell him.
I won't. It's our secret and everyone watching.
Yeah, everybody watching. Shh. Keep it a secret with your auntie, please. Thank you. Everybody, write in the chat right now. You are sworn to secrecy. Thank you very much. If you don't, shunned. Sean, someone's gonna clip that. I know it. I know it. All right. We have officially talked longer than the show. And we're backstage after this match. Diamante grabbed the mic from Lexinair and accepted the challenge, which we love to see. I love to see the urgency of that. Like, oh, you need to respond right now. Okay. And you don't just put the graphic up and be like, oh, Tony Khan has made it official. No, accept it. And I was down with it. After we
I
had such a great women's. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I like that she also challenged the winner of the Ring of Honor Women's TV tournament. So it looks like
Mm-hmm.
that match might be a #1 contenders match for whoever wins Supercard of Honor. Love that we're already having challengers for a title. We don't get that here.
I know. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. Of I didn't, I didn't make it through the tournament, but I'm pissed. So I want you what you got. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And hell meh to Matt Seidel versus TJ Crawford. What did you think of this match?
It was squash, and we mentioned the pure title, and Seidel versus Yuta. Maybe.
Sure. Where is Yuta? You might as well put him on a freaking milk carton at this point, right?
I'm gonna tell
I
Kate from Fightful to do that.
All right, Kate, please put Yuta on a freaking milk carton because at least we've seen some of the other people on other shows, right? We haven't even talked about how we haven't seen the tag champions on Ring of Honor. We haven't talked about how we have never seen the trios tag champions, which I get that they're involved in other things on other shows and it's bigger and wetter and hotter and whatever. I don't care. They're
They're
still
enjoying their
champions.
pool day with Darby Allin.
Listen, Jay White is a plant daddy, and I
Love that for him.
will not say the rest of that. He can plant his garden wherever he wants. Switchblade this. Okay. Anyways, my thirst for Jay White has been a lengthy one, but I just want to see him on my shows. Like you have the belt, you have the medals, you have the honor, the accolade for this specific shows, and they're having pool parties, and that's whatever. It's not my show, not my show, not my show. But Matt Seidel versus Wheeler Yuta would be a great thing, except we never see Yuta, and we have not seen this title. We have not really seen it mentioned, other than this mention. Like, again, I got slayed on the internet because I am insensitive for asking too much of Wheeler Yuta because he got a little boinky boink on his little head. And he got a boo boo. So why would I ever ask someone who has a championship to do their job? You can't be on you can't wrestle on television. Pick up your phone. Do a little promo, you know. Hey, Matt Seidel. You old man. You've been dancing around with enhancement talents. Why don't you enhance this? Right? That would be great. Show me that. Week after week, we just keep talking about it. Eventually, Yuta gets cleared, or make him drop it. Right? Make him drop it. You're injured. It happens all the time.
Tony, you could have 2 tournaments at the same time. It's okay.
What? The limit cannot exist. Anyways, so yeah, we talk about this match, I guess. TJ Crawford is the local boy because this 17 weeks, Kyle K. Sparks says, 17 weeks since the last time the pure title was defended on Ring of Honor. 17 weeks. 17 weeks.
That's a lot of weeks.
Uh-huh. over 4 months. If we were having a baby together, this baby would already be half cooked, right?
That's so
I don't
bad.
I don't know why my brain always goes to time in the sense of babies being cooked. Not like not like in the oven, but like in a
Oh, of
human
course.
oven.
Yeah. Yeah.
14 weeks since we last saw Wheeler. Listen, we already have mentioned on the show you have a phone. Cut a freaking promo. Get it on people's brains because we forgot that it exists. If anything, the only titles that exist are the women's titles, and I guess maybe I don't know the main championship since it kind of has made an appearance. I don't know.
It depends on the week, to be honest. Depends on the week.
I miss tag team matches. I miss tag team matches that matter, that are a contendership. It's going to be for something important. We used to be a
Get,
proper country.
just give me. Listen, you just give me the Iron Savages and Jack Jameson versus Bullet Club. Have them run wild with the 6-man titles. That's all I want in my life. And then do the infantry versus the Undisputed Kingdom. Let the infantry finally win some gold. It's not that difficult.
It's not that hard. We've booked your show for you, Tony.
We really did. I expect a royalty check in the mail, Tony.
Listen, the money that would change our lives is like what he wipes his derriere with, you know?
The only reason I'm taking the titles off Matt Taven is because the Undisputed Kingdom has very important things to do on Dynamite since they don't
Yeah.
come to Ring of Honor. Oh
Very
my god,
important.
don't even talk about the Workhorsemen. I'm so upset about it.
We already cried.
Heartbroken.
I already cried on this show. I cannot cry more.
Should I tell Kylie you cried? Because that's the name of your show on Fightful.
Kylie knows I cry about everything in wrestling. Oh my gosh. But yeah, my Matt Sydal defeats Hometown Boy, who seemingly got a big standing ovation from the Boston crowd. But yeah, it seemed like seconds that this match was over. It was not very showcasey. We weren't showing a lot, I guess, of Matt Sydal. We already kind of know Matt Sydal. We've known him for years. So Sydal hitting the Meteora off the top rope. 1, 2, 3. There you go. And then we jumped right into this Eddie Kingston promo that we've talked about. Apparently, it was in the locker room. Apparently, all these other people have said it's in the locker room on the Twitter land. I thought it was his his closet. So, you know, they were just it looked like they were hangers. I don't know what it was. Anyways, Eddie Kingston was very emotional, right? He had just lost the title to Okada. If you haven't seen Wednesday's show, that opened the show and it was really good. So if you just have 20 minutes, there you go. He said that he got a call from his friend. He just so casually is like, my good friend, Homicide. Like, okay, we know he's a former Ring of Honor champion, but just casual, like, my buddy Homicide. I know that they're friends, but you know, that popped me.
That's his mentor.
Yes, they are buds. And I just think of them holding hands and picking flowers together. Just my favorite video of Homicide is I don't know if you've seen it. It's a very old video. It's Bryan Danielson showing different lock holds and whatever and submissions, and he, you know, is going and he's like, if you do this, right? And Homicide goes, okay, yeah, 1 second. I'm going to show you this one. And he turns and he just pops the guy right in the face, and that was it. So
Done.
it's great. I'll send it. Yeah.
Yes.
But it's like a very young Bryan Danielson. So, but during this segment, which is so great, Eddie said that, you know, his mentor says that he's not being himself and that the old Eddie Kingston would have beaten the absolute piss out of Okada. And Kingston promised that he's going to bring the old Eddie, one who doesn't care about life. And if you haven't read Eddie Kingston's, what is no? It's
The
escaping
Player
my
Tribune.
brain. Yes, thank you. The Players Tribune. A well worth read. No, read. No, well
Yeah,
worth
read.
your. Yeah, read. Okay,
Read.
sorry. That was a neurons misfiring kind of situation. But I love that he calls Mark Briscoe chicken. It's my favorite thing. Little chicken, love that. Um, and he basically demanded that Mark Briscoe bring it, and he won't be held responsible for what he does to him, which made me tingle. Like I got the goose pimples even just saying it. Like that's a lot, right?
I did like that this was technically a callback to Death Before Dishonor because this was supposed to be the original match before Mark got hurt. And Eddie kept his
Mhm.
promise because Eddie said, you know, when you're healthy and when I'm healthy and when we're ready, we're going to have this title rematch and we're having that in 2 weeks. Would love if Mark Briscoe would appear on Ring of Honor to make a little more sense for those people that are like, I need a
Ooh,
video graphic. That's a beautiful
ooh.
graphic. So beautiful. But
I,
I think Mark's gonna win because if you did not know, if this match is taking place 11 years to the day when his brother
mm,
won the Ring of Honor title for the first time, and I was there live.
what?
Yeah.
To a baby?
Yeah, I was
An
like,
infant?
oh, let's see, that was 11 years ago. This is math, guys. This could be difficult. So, 20, 11. I was 11 years old.
Oh, jeez. I was graduating college. Oh, listen. The moment that I started casually watching TNA, which subsequently started randomly watching things online of Ring of Honor, the Briscoes were definitely on my radar. And Jay was a little bit of a crush for me. So seeing them be so revered, especially with Jay's passing and remembering him, I feel like Ring of Honor has done a great way to encapsulate that. Um, could you imagine, by the way, living without your two front teeth because your brother,
No.
like, I think about that every time I see him, and don't think of it in like a weird, like, oh, he's missing his tooth. I just think about how bad that would hurt.
I think of
Just
how weird it
especially,
is to eat.
yeah,
Like when you're eating
especially.
food.
I know, right? I so knowing that you know how he lost his two front teeth, right?
Yes. His
So
brother,
his brother
right?
taking, yep, his brother took the steel chair that he was going to use, swung it back, clipped him in the teeth as he swung it over his head. And I think about that every time, that feeling. I think about it every time. Oh, that's enough out of you. Oh, I could hear Kyle saying that. We do miss you, Kyle. We are having fun, but we do miss you. But I just think about that every time I see his teeth and just thinking about that pain that he endured and the fact that, like, he's just a tough motherfucker, you know? Just
It's so ow. I could never. Like kudos. Kudos all around.
yeah. Oh, it just makes my teeth hurt now. Anyways, yeah, with that said, we jumped right into the main event. Mina,
You
uh,
forgot the MIT promo.
oh no. Oh no. Oh my gosh, I left it out of my notes. Tell us.
I have it.
Tell us the
Okay.
MIT promo, please.
So it's MIT time, ladies and gentlemen. Lexi Nair is hyping up Athena and Billy with their matches at Supercard of Honor, and Athena says that Sheeta is known as a three-time loser because Lexi and Billy were like, "You finally got this competition that you've been wanting. You finally met your match. This is going to be great." And Athena's like all aggressive, and that this is her show. This is her company, and she will prove that she is the best. And even though the last time that these two faced off, Athena lost to Sheeta, she wants to rewrite history and secure the win. And when Billy brought that fact up to her, Athena just looked at her so angry and was like, "Shut up, Billy!" And she like ran off. And then Lexi goes, "Wait, off? Athena lost? What?" I was like, yes, this is the storytelling I like. This was so good. Every single time these three do a promo, it is the best thing every single week. And I'm excited to see where we go from here with the family. I'm kind of nervous.
I think we're all nervous. I think this is the first time we've seen Athena scared, nervous, unsure of herself. And Billy just wants someone to be happy for her. So I don't want to see the minions break up. I don't want to see we see the writing on the wall. I know what's going to happen, but
So, do you have a minion number?
no, I never got one.
I
Do you
have
have
a
a
minion
minion
number.
number?
Yes, I'm number 214.
How do we get minion numbers?
So you have to buy the minion number shirt, and then she will
Oh.
assign one to you. So when I
Oh
did
my
my interview, with her, I had asked her for a number, and she yelled at me because she knows me because we've worked together, and she was like, "How come?" Because it was a phone call interview, so she couldn't see me. She's like, "How come you didn't tell me it was you? I would have been so much more mean to you." And I'm like, "I am so sorry." She's like, "I was so nervous, and I was like hyping myself up, and it was you." I go, "Are you trying to say the interview wasn't good?" She's like, "No, the interview was great." And I was like, "Well, thank you." But yeah, she was so mad at me, and I'm like, "Well,
Oh,
would I have gotten a higher minion number if I would have said it was me? Like, I want to be in like the hundreds. What did these
yeah.
213 other people do that I didn't?"
I don't
But
know.
not Nyla Rose. My minion number to her is butt cheese. She didn't even give me a number, so I'm just hurt.
Oh, that's Nyla. I love her so much.
The worst. She tried to put me through a table. She
Oh,
drew on my face. I have PTSD with Nyla Rose.
listen. I feel like being put through to I say this week after week. You probably don't have back problems yet. I
I have
have back problems.
scoliosis.
Oh my gosh. So don't you think that sometimes like you being put through a table would like fix some of that?
No.
Okay, I just have violence on my brain over here. Sorry. I just think that sometimes, so I have two bulge discs, right? So I work really hard. I have to work out to make sure that I'm not, in pain all the time, right? I feel like sometimes a wrestling move would just cure that. It would just put things back in. It's funny because when I met Nyla, I was so nervous. Um, but I told her, I told her, how much do I have to pay you to put me through we were at an event and I was like, how much do I have to pay you to put me through this table? I think you could fix my back problem. And she goes, oh no, I'm not gonna like solve your back problems. I'm gonna make them worse. Like, that's not my intent to solve back problems. It's to make you in pain. I was like, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. And then she just scared me for the rest of the night. So
No, she is a lovely human. You just can't
I
get
love
on her
her.
bad side. I'm
I
on
love
her
her.
bad side. So
Oh no.
I'm fucked. This was not my fault. This was like when she was feuding, so when she was feuding with Jade, she came up to an event. Like, if you guys saw the video, like 2 years ago, when Nyla just popped up at a convention to confront the baddies, that's when I was working with the baddies. So then I confronted Nyla, and I was like, "Yo, you confronted my talent. What's wrong with you?" And like, we did this whole promo, and then we all shoot her off. I got the nickname as the fourth baddie. I'm the little baddie, and yeah, she's hated me ever since.
I all of the lore that you have is it's so, and you're so young and youthful. I just treasure you. I'm really glad that you got to be on the show today.
Thank you. Have me back anytime. Maybe we'll invite
Well,
Kyle.
oh, he can chime in every once in a while, right?
He's got to tell me how many weeks it's been since certain champions have been on the show.
He can that can be his role. That can be his role. All right, well, let's talk about this main event. Mina Shirakawa versus Anna Jay. At first I thought this was kind of strange. Do I do it right? I have help in my
I
notes.
think so. I'm pretty sure. I was just
Yeah.
gonna call her Mina, to be honest.
Yeah, we can just call her Mina from Shirakawa. It's a lot of vowels in the mouth, right?
It's a lot of letters, you know. I have like a 6th grade vocabulary level.
Yeah.
But someone trusts me to write every week. I don't know.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yay for me. I was listening and trying to pay attention, and I thought that I would butcher myself if I mess that up. So this is Mina's first time on Ring of Honor, so it's her debut. Coming all the way from Stardom. We know have a nice little working relationship with Stardom. I do like that commentary put over the relation to Mariah May, who we've been seeing on AEW television, basically being Toni Storm of years past. Because for me, I don't watch Stardom. I don't know anything except what people kind of post online. I'll look at things and I'll look at matches and I'll, oh, you should check out this, but I don't follow it. So I know of Mina, and I know that Kyle is lurking going, no.
I'm in the same boat as you, though, so we relate.
I just wanted everyone to have fun, but okay, but we don't talk about gear on this show. Oh, look at that. We have a show for me since I don't know anything about it. Look at that. Watch the OLE Japan Wrestling Update to be caught up on the Stardom here every Friday night. What are you doing on Friday? Probably falling asleep on the couch. So you should go listen to that. We don't talk about gear on here because I don't know if other people appreciate it as much, but both women's gear were fantastic tonight. But this entrance gear,
so good.
Where do I get one? I need a jacket like that. How do I find one? That's obviously custom. I don't know. I'm not going to trust Shein or anything like that. But
I feel like you have to contact like Seth Rollins's gear like fashion designer. I think he could point you in the right direction.
Absolutely. That would be incredible, to be honest. I don't know where I'd wear it. To my couch, right?
Next week. We're on the show next week.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I get all dressed up for coming on the show with all of you. But yeah, let's see. What did you think of this match?
So when I first saw that she was wrestling Anna, I was a little shocked because I feel like we have enough women in the Ring of Honor women's division that you could have put her against anybody. So I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. But then I was like, oh crap, Anna Jay is keeping up with her. Okay, Anna,
Yep.
like you shine. And I feel like we've said this like
Mhm.
any single time Anna Jay wrestles. Everyone has always said, like, comparing her to her first match, like during the
Mhm.
pandemic era of Dynamite when she didn't know anything to now, it's like night and day. It's insane.
Mhm.
And I know a lot of people were like, since Jack Perry is in Japan, she could go with him to Japan. They're also dating. Did you know that?
Yes, I knew that. I knew that because I've seen them with my eyes.
See, look, there's the
Yes,
jacket.
look at this. I need this jacket and a feathery boa. I feel like
I think it
that would
it completes
satisfy
the
me.
look. I was shocked
Exactly.
that this match was a little short. I felt like there were other women's matches on the episode that were longer than this, or maybe that was just me. That was just like, oh,
Mhm.
this is a little short, but kind of shocked by that. But I thought overall it was good. I think it made sense it was the main event because obviously we saw someone from Stardom. I know the rumors have been that there's apparently some sort of deal that they're going to be on Super Card of Honor in a sort of way. I don't know. Maybe Super Card of Honor should just be an all women show featuring Eddie Kingston and Mark Briscoe at this point. But great way to end episode 56 of Ring of Honor.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. This match was really great to I like main events because it really shows, hey, this is important, right? So having Mina have her debut, having the commentary team really put her over what she's done, what's going on, why Anna Jay got picked, why we're doing all these things, and then um seeing these two women, and I completely agree with Anna Jay from her what magician gimmick to now. It is a well-oiled machine by now. It is very polished compared to that debut during the pandemic. But during the match, I really appreciated that both of these women's skills seem to be very same, right? Anna Jade had an answer for everything that Mina kind of threw her way. She was working her leg, trying to keep the bigger competitor off their feet by working that knee. We know that Anna Jay does have some pretty good, kicks to boot, right? So keeping that out of the possibility of being knocked down or what have you. So I really liked the um, what is it called? Ring awareness both of them have during the match, with people going all around. Entertaining. Did like the match psychology that was going on. There was a 2 count that was like 2.999999999, and I was like, okay, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. Um, but both women seemed to be gassed, like they were sweating. They both put themselves through some things, going to the rope, breaking holds, really not just staying in one spot, which I think has been my issue with Anna Jay, is that she does not have a lot of ring awareness. That does come with time and that does come with being in the ring. But it didn't seem to be an issue for her during this match. She wasn't concentrated into one spot on the ring, and really kind of playing in those 3 count or the 2 counts or what have you. Um, but I really liked the ending sequence by playing possum at the end, and Mina dragged Anna Jay to the ground, then flipped her over to get that pin, and I just like the image of Anna Jay being like, finally, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna put you away, and then all of a sudden Mina just grabs her, drags her, flips her over, and get that pin and a win on her Ring of Honor debut.
What a way to debut. It was
Listen,
Anna Jay's Ring of Honor debut too.
what a way to debut in the main event. And I don't know if that means more Mina matches, if that means more integration into stories. I'm all for it. It was a great match. So
The women wrestling is for Thursdays. That's what we've come up with. Like, if you name these shows, that's like the name of this episode, I feel.
Absolutely. So we do have a pay-per-view that we are promoting. We have 3 announced Supercard matches so far. We have our main title that we have talked about, Eddie Kingston versus Mark Briscoe. This is going to be a lot of fun. I definitely can see Mark Briscoe taking it, especially since they're hyping up that it's been 11 years since Jay won the same title.
Streamers are going to be flying in Philly for the main event. If this main event, I still have a very big feeling it's going to be Athena, but if they do go that route, streamers are going to be flying for this one at the end when Mark gets the win.
I don't know. I think it has to be the main event, but it shouldn't be because we have not seen these titles featured on the show. But with that said, we do have Athena versus Hikaru Shida for the ROH Women's World Championship. This is also going to be a fantastic match. This is a dominant Shida. This is I am a 3-time Women's World Champion in AEW, which is also just getting it 1 time, let alone getting it 3 times. But like Athena said, she is a 3-time loser. And Athena hasn't lost. So
this match could go either way. That's what scares me. There's so many different ways. And then the worst part is the women's TV title match is going to be before this match. And it's like whatever happened in that match is going to affect this one.
Absolutely. And we have that announced after the first 2 awesome tournament semifinals. So we do have the finals for the Ring of Honor TV. The Ring of Honor Women's. How do I say it? The Ring
of Honor Women's World Television Championship.
Listen, guys, it's late. We do have Queen Aminata versus. Oh, look at that belt! It is pretty. I'll give them that. But yeah, Queen Aminata versus Billy Starks. We've talked about that at length because that is really also anyone's game. Even though I think it's going to be Queen Aminata.
I agree.
But we'll see what other things they flesh out on this card, because it seems like we got a long way to go and we have 2 more episodes to get through before we get to the shows in Philly for Supercard. Kimmy. Oh no.
Oh, are we back?
Kimmy, are you frozen? You're not frozen. Okay, you're back. Okay.
You were frozen too. I was like, oh no. Oh no.
Oh no. Listen, let it go. Kyle has come in with the match times. Total match time was 43 minutes and 43 minutes and 27 seconds. Average match time is 7 minutes and 15 seconds. This is my brain. Okay, 62.5% of the episodes were spent bell to bell, which
that's good. Good numbers.
That's how I want my shows. I want them to be mostly wrestling, but I also want them to be storyline, because I get a little bit antsy when it's too much for me. A couple weeks ago was like 15 matches, so many.
It was ridiculous. 17, I was like, what are we doing here?
It's too many. Anyways, Kimmy, give me your final thoughts. What do you grade this episode? Share all of your thoughts.
Overall, I feel like we still have the ongoing problem that there's no champions, and with the pay-per-view in 2 weeks, that is a very big problem. But with what we were presented this evening, or on the East Coast, it's midnight. So yesterday, what we were presented with, I thought it was good. I thought that it was well paced. I thought you had enough wrestling. I mean, the only two men's matches we had were squashes. So if I were to rate it out of 10, I would give it a 6. 6 out of 10.
So you'd say that's about a C minus D?
Yeah, I didn't know if we were doing letters or numbers. So C minus D.
It's all the same. It's so hard to grade an episode like this because the first two matches were so incredible that they could stand on their own as their own masterpieces, right? These clinics that happened in the ring, incredible matches. And it's unfortunate that it's weighed down by these weird men's matches and earmarked at the end with a great Ring of Honor debut. It's hard to grade something like this. It's hard to, but week after week, I've been comparing it to a sandwich, right? We have these great beginning segments and ending segments in your middle. Sometimes the wrestling is a little bit dry, right? It's like having fancy bread and Kraft cheese. It doesn't satisfy you. Okay, are you a Kraft American cheese fan?
I mean, I don't like I can't eat cheese by itself. It has to be like with something. But like bread and cheese can make an amazing grilled cheese sandwich.
Absolutely. And I don't think that just like pizza, I don't think there's anything I don't think that there's ever been a bad grilled cheese except a burnt grilled cheese. So it's going to be good, right? So I'm always going to love violence. I'm always going to love wrestling, and I'm always going to love Ring of Honor. But it's the problem that we're getting into. We have 2 episodes left to flesh out a pay-per-view that you want people to purchase, or at least purchase Honor Club. You want people during this global economy to take out money from their hard-earned life to purchase your thing. Now, if this was $39.99 or whatever, I'm still, that's a lot for only 3 matches and nothing brewing. There isn't like it's going to be this one. Oh, this one, they just have to finalize. We are in the Sahara Desert pulling things out of our ass at this point. So I'm a little worried. I would also give it a C. Give it a solid 72%, 7 out of 10. The women's matches were unbelievable. The women are the key, the lifeblood of Ring of Honor. But that can't lace together the show. That can't hold everything together. So
remember, it's like the kid that crams their project the night before. Everything's going to work out. I know that Kyle thinks that hope is dead in Ring of Honor, but I am here to tell you that hope is going to be restored.
All right. I'll trust you, Kimmy. I'll trust you. With that said, where can the fine folks find you, Kimmy?
You can follow me on Twitter at Kimmy_Sokol. I will be at Super Card of Honor. I'm actually covering the event, so pretty excited about that. I will also be at Squared Circle Expo next week in Indiana, as well as WrestleCon. And for all my media friends, this is what I was doing during the Ring of Honor show. Actually, they're doing media for the first time ever at WrestleCon. I helped make that happen. I'm very excited about it. So if you go to WrestleCon.com, there's a media form that you should fill out, and then I have to go through it all and say yes or no, which is gonna suck. You can also follow me on Instagram, Kimmy.Sokol. And yeah, I have a Ring of Honor podcast that I do from time to time, but since I'm traveling the next 2 Thursdays, I've decided to pause it till after WrestleCon because convention life is hard sometimes, guys. And at some point tomorrow, there's going to be a Ring of Honor review where I detail everything we talked about in this episode.
I love that. I love it. I love it. You were such a little gem. And the fact that you're so young and so talented, I not at all jealous.
Listen, I had such a great
Um,
time doing this. I know it was very big shoes to fill because Kyle knows everything and anything
I
about this
know.
company, and I'm just like, how the hell do you have the time to know this? Like, oh my
I
god!
don't
But
know.
yes, I would love, love, love to come back. And like I said, maybe we'll invite Kyle.
Please.
Maybe he'll be allowed to sit at the
Maybe
table.
won't. Yeah. You know, Kyle's Kyle's ticker is down below. Yeah,
Go
go
follow
follow.
him. He knows
Yeah,
all the
he's got
stats.
yeah, he knows way more things than I do, and I'm over here knowing nothing compared to him. I know things. I know things. I don't know who people are dating, but you can follow me underscore queer auntie on all social media. That would be your TikToks, that would be your Twitters, that would be your Instagrams. Maybe I gotta beef up my Instagram, man. Sometimes the content is a little bit difficult, but I gotta put things into it. You know, I'm just an auntie watching all my Bravo shows and in between watching some violence. You can find me over at Fightful Overbooked. We talk about how wrestling made us cry, and I'm definitely going to talk about this episode because I did cry. So I feel like there should be a cry meter. Okay, let's producers, can we have a cry meter? How many times Collins cries during a episode? Because I feel like it's gonna come. It's gonna happen more as we go on week after week. So yeah. Also, please follow, like, share, subscribe to our local establishment. There is something going on every single day of the week. A little bit of here, a little bit of there. You get some Joshi, you get some Ring of Honor, you get some of this, you get some ranting, you get some everything. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank
Yay!
you. I get a cry meter. Yeah. Uh, listen, crying is my life. So if I have an emotion, I probably cried. Listen, I'm forever coined as the Adam Copeland cry girl because that's how, listen, Wrestle Dream happened, and that's how all these different news outlets ran it. It was just me crying. And it is my own fault. I posted my emotion online being like, look at this. We can have emotions at wrestling, and everyone has their opinions about people crying online and posting it. And I say, cry more, cry more, cry
It's
more
healthy
online.
for you. Technically,
It,
that's what they say. It's very healthy for you to cry. Like
mhm.
20 minutes a day, it's just there you go.
And you know
Or
what?
that's just depression.
Yeah. Listen, Kimmy, you just cut me to the quick over here. Oof. But uh yeah, I meet your heroes, and if not, come find Kimmy over at WrestleCon and Supercard of Honor. But yeah, we had some great wrestling. So have a great week and happy wrestling. Bye.